Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Jaya Radha, Nila Madhav Radha, Nila Madhav Radhe Radhe. Jaya Radha, Gir Hari Radha, Gir Hari Radhe Radhe. Jaya Gir Govardhan, Gir Govardhan. Gir Govardhan, Gir Govardhan. Jaya Nitai Chaitanya Chandra Nitai, Gaura Chandra Gaura Hari. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramamsa Parivrajikacharya Sotarashita Shri Srimad His Divine Grace
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरदारी जय गोपी गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरदारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदनंदन ब्रज जनरंजन जमुना तीर बनचारी जमुना तीर बनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Radha Giridhari Radhe Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Vrindavana Dham Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Vrindavana Dham Jaya Radha Nila Madhav Radhe Jaya Jai Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vinda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vinda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vinda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vinda Jaya Jayam Vishnupada Paramhamsa Parivajakacarya Sutotara Satish Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyam Kun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Nila Madhava Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Giridhari Ki Jai Shri Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Shri Gaurnitai Ki Jai Gaur Bhakta Vinda Ki Jai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol All glories to assemble devotee Hare Krishna All glories to assemble devotee Hare Krishna All glories to assemble devotee Hare Krishna All glories to lotus feet of Sri Guru and Gauranga Hari Hari Bol Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimate Tamal Krishna Goswami Iti Namine Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Give it to him. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 12, Chapter 2, text number from 21 to 26. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. So we start from text number 21. After all the impostors' kings have been killed, the residents of the cities and the towns will feel the breezes carrying the most sacred fragrance of the sandalwood paste and the other decorations of Lord Vasudeva, and their minds will thereby become transcendently pure. Can you read translate purport?
Nothing can surpass the sublime experience of being dramatically rescued by a great hero who happens to be the Supreme Lord. The death of the demons at the end of Kali Yuga is accompanied by fragrant spiritual breezes, and thus the atmosphere becomes most enchanting.
Okay, text number 22. When Lord Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appears in their heart in his transcendental form of goodness, the remaining citizen will abundantly repopulate the earth. Text number 23. When the Supreme Lord has appeared on the earth as Kalki, the maintainer of religion, Satya Yuga will begin, and human society will bring forth progeny in the mode of goodness. Text 24. When the moon and the sun and the Brihaspati are together in the constellation Kartaka, and all three enter simultaneously into the lunar mansion Pushya, at that exact moment the age of Satya or Krita will begin. Text 25. Thus I have described all the kings, past, present and future, who belong to the dynasty of the sun and the moon. And now verse number 26, we'll chant together. Arabhya bhavato janma yavana nandabhi sechanam etad varsa sahastram tu Satam panchadasottaram Arabhya bhavato janma Yavana nandabhi sechanam Etad varsa sahasram tu Satam panchadosottaram Arabhya bhavato janma Yavananda abhisechanam Etad varsa sahasram tu Satam panchadasottaram. Please chant. Yavanana bichechanam etadvarsha sahasram tu satam panchadosotaram aratya bhavato janma jnanabundabhisechanam etadvarsha sahasram tu satam panchadosotaram aradhya bhavato janma yavat nanda vichetasam etadvarsha sahasram tu satam panchadasotaram aradhya bhavato janma yavat nanda vichechanam etadvarsha sahasram tu satam panchadasotaram. Mataji. Arabhya bhavato janma yavananda vichekaram etadvarsha sahasram tu satam panchadasotaram Arabhya, beginning from bhavataha, of your good self Parikshit, janma, the birth, yavat, up until, Nanda, the king Nanda, the son of Mahanandi, abhisechanam, the coronation, etat, this, varsa, years, sahasram, 1000, tu, and satam, 100, panchadasa uttaram, plus 50. Translation. From your birth up to the coronation of King Nanda, 1150 years will pass. Someone can read purport?
Although Sukadeva Goswami previously described approximately 1500 years of royal dynasties, it is understood that some overlapping occurred between kings. Therefore, the present chronological calculation should be taken as authoritative.
Thank you. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So these verses are describing that how the Kalki will appear, and just by his presence he will kill these impostor kings, and by his mere presence the Kali Yuga will end and Satya Yuga will start. So there are many so-called incarnations. We see it in India and many different places of the world. We don't see this happening, right? By their mere presence, if anything, the Kali Yuga will progress more. What to speak of starting the Satya Yuga. But we see here that it mentioned that just by the presence of the Kalki, he will destroy these impostor kings, and then it described that just what it says, by fragrance of spiritual breezes. So the whole atmosphere will surcharge with spirituality, and people in general, they change it, their modes. Their modes will be in the mode of goodness. And we see that Lord's devotees are like that, right? When we see the Lord's pure devotee, the person's mood changes. When Srila Prabhupada was present, sometime Prabhupada said that because of your presence I am also good. Prabhupada was praise his devotees. And we know that Prabhupada was humble, but at the same time Prabhupada has a point. Even we may be impure, but when we come together and we do Sankirtan, or we come together and we do transcendental activity, all of us comes in a better mode, right? From the mode of ignorance to passion, like we do kirtan, right? And sometimes you see the passion in the kirtan. But it's being utilized to glorify the Lord. So it's a transcendental passion, it's not an ordinary passion. And then also one can come to the mode of goodness naturally. The transcendental passion is better than mode of goodness. When we hear Bhagavatam, when we discuss Krishna Katha, naturally our mode come to the goodness. So this is the potency of the transcendental body of the Lord. And Bhagavatam is no different than Krishna. Pure devotees are not different than Krishna. I'm not saying that means that pure devotee and Krishna is one. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that they can create the same modes. They can elevate the modes of the people in general. And Srila Prabhupada was able to do it. He's a perfect example. And his followers are able to do it. Right, yesterday all of you went to the Harinam. I was seeing those videos. It's so nice, right, to get to see those videos, that how some people, they don't know you and you don't know them, but just because you are chanting, they also start chanting. And Damodar Saran Prabhu was showing everybody the board, right? Just read this. It's nice. People's modes changes. And this is the effect of also same thing here it described, that by the mere presence of Kalki, the whole world, the whole population, they come in the mode of goodness. And it says that, what is that? Describe the fragrance of sandalwood paste. Fragrance of the sandalwood paste everywhere. When we have a Chandan Yatra, if you come to the temple room, you can smell the fragrance of the sandalwood. So this is the spiritual atmosphere, and it has an impact on the mind of the people in general, and it elevates everybody's consciousness. And by the mere presence, it described that here the beginning of the Satya Yuga. So this is it's in a day of Brahma there's 1,000 yuga cycle, right? So then I think every yuga cycle, end of the yuga cycle, when Kalki appears, automatically it starts. So here we are not talking about devastation. This is just by mere presence, the Satya Yuga starts. At the end of the day of Brahma, It's a different thing because that's in annihilate all the planets up to Brahmaloka. That is different. But then everybody will go with their same karma in the body of Mahavishnu, and when they appear again, the next day of Brahma, they will come back with the same karma. So this is कोई प्रश्न है? Any questions? You have the microphone?
So in this translation, it says, from your birth up to the coronation of King Nanda. So your birth is Parikshit Maharaj's birth. And who is King Nanda?
King Nanda, here it described, he is the son of who?
Nandana, something.
Yeah, Nanda. But he is not the same as Nanda Maharaj.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's in Kali Yuga it described.
Right.
So after Parikshit Maharaj's birth, 1150 years.
Okay, so after 1150 years, the coronation of King Nanda happens. Is that what the purport, that's what it means?
Can you repeat the question?
So 1150 years will pass. So will pass, after that what happens? Why they have mentioned...
it just mentioned that it is what they are talking about. You have something?
I might be wrong, but I remember hearing something about there was a king that he became he was a Shudra, and then after that all the kings were Shudras. But I might be wrong. There was...
Yeah.
I think somebody might know.
There is a lot of noise. Can you please stop talking? Haribol? We can't hear. There are too many conversations going on. Yes, you have something, Sarvabhauma Prabhu?
I'm really spaced out on this, but there was a king that Chandragupta defeated. He was named Nanda also.
Chandragupta Maurya's son?
No, I don't know who he was, but he was...
In that lineage?
He was before
Chandragupta Maurya?
Yeah, and Chanakya Pandit helped Chandragupta dethrone this king named Nanda, but I don't know if it's... I'm just spaced out, I'm just mentioning that.
We all are spaced out. Shobha Kishori has something. Can you give it to Shobha Kishori Mataji?
Yeah, in the chapter 1, Prabhuji, it talked about all the dynasties, right? Different kind of dynasties in the Kali Yuga. So King Nanda comes in there. And like Sarvabhauma Prabhu said, King Nanda was the king prior to the Magadha dynasty. So before Chandragupta Maurya, King Nanda was there. And King Nanda was a very, very bad king. So you will see in the next coming verses how the Kali degrades more after King Nanda. So Chanakya Pandit comes and he kind of destroys Nanda and his sons and everybody and establishes the Maurya empire. Yeah, Chandragupta Maurya and that empire. So this Nanda is that demon king Nanda.
Krishna Kripa Prabhu has something to add.
Yes, nice. I mean, one thing I got from these verses was that it describes when Kalki appeared, automatically everything became auspicious. And we've also seen, just in my short little lifetime, many, many incarnations of Krishna. They go around pontificating, I'm this incarnation, I'm that incarnation. We used to call them the Nanda brothers, because their all last name was Ananda. This Ananda and that Ananda. But these days, there's a Kalki incarnation. that is present in India. People go and see him, and they worship him, and they give him money, they do this, they do that, but we see that the world doesn't seem to be all auspicious, as it says here, with the fragrance of sandalwood everywhere. So none of these incarnations, or people that say they are incarnations, are. None of them. They're not creating an auspicious atmosphere, even around their own home, or wherever place they're staying, their ashram or whatever. So these cannot possibly be incarnations. Do not be fooled, and do not let other people who are fooled sway you. Neither should you let them simply not hear what actually an incarnation produces within the atmosphere.
Thank you.
I just I appreciated your point about transcendental passion is above mode of goodness. And just this week, Radhakrishna Prabhu gave a talk at the farm for Taco Tuesday, and he was saying that I'd never really heard it quite in that way before. He said that once you transcend mode of goodness, that you can use all the modes for your, and I guess that's a good example of one. And, like mode of ignorance is good for sleep. And like those kind of things you can utilize, but you have to transcend.
Thank you. I have some hope. My mode of goodness, I can say transcendental mode of passion and mode of ignorance. I don't know, you can have a transcendental ignorance. You have a transcendental ignorance. Can you give some example?
Not transcendental ignorance, but just taking that time of night as you go to sleep early. As soon as the mode of ignorance hour happens, you just go to sleep so you can go to wake up and Krishna, go to Mangalarti.
I mean, the Prabhupada says sleeping is ignorance. But if devotees sleep and they recover and they do Krishna seva, then it's a
if you have
good use of mode of ignorance.
If you have a dream about Krishna,
you can have a dream about Guru and Krishna, yes. Sarvabhauma Prabhu has some point?
They say just sleeping in Mayapur, you make advancement spiritually.
Hari Bol. Sleeping in Mayapur, sleeping in the Dham. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
Is it transcendental ignorance to not understand Krishna's position as God out of love for him? Is that transcendental ignorance?
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, the presence of the Supreme Lord make a difference, Just like when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, tomorrow is a big deal in America, right? What is tomorrow? Yeah? Eclipse, yeah. It's a big deal, everybody is talking about it, And as a devotee, we should remember Mahaprabhu's appearance. Every time there is any eclipse, we should just remember his appearance and we should chant Hari Bol. So, this is a good way to remember the Lord. Because when he appeared, everybody was just chanting. Even atheists were chanting. And the reason they were chanting is because they don't want any inauspicious effect of the eclipse. So it's for us, it's very good we can chant the Lord's holy name. What time is it happening? I think it's a noon time, around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Anybody knows? You can look it up.
It's around noon.
12:20.
So if you look at the eclipse with glasses and chant Hare Krishna and think of Lord Chaitanya, are you okay?
Yeah.
Because my son, his school they're gonna all parade them out so that they can give them glasses and watch the eclipse. I said, you just chant Hare Krishna the whole time.
Yeah.
So
That's true. Because many different religion or many different people have a belief that eclipse is not supposed to be good. It's not only Hindu. Lot of people has that idea. So to counteract, what could be better than the holy name of the Lord? That you finish it and then Krishna Kripa. Yeah.
There will be an arti going on in 12:20. So one thing, some devotees that live around the temple could go to that arti and chant.
We have arti going from 12 to 12:30.
Yeah. So
here in the temple room. So every day it's going on. So just be part of it. Yeah. How long it lasts? 4 minutes? Or it lasts long time? 1 hour? 2.5 hours. Hari bol. Give it to Krishna Kripa.
So
Jai Shri
in
Shri Radha
Dallas,
Nila Madhav Radha
Jai,
Giridhari
Jai,
Giriraj Govardhan Gaur Nitai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
So in Dallas, the last time we had a solar eclipse that affected Texas, His Divine Grace, Bhakti Charu Maharaj was there in Dallas. And he said, don't worry about all of these different things. Simply chant the Hare Krishna mantra in whatever you're doing. He said, you can try to stay inside if you'll feel better, but the inauspiciousness of the atmospheres do not affect the devotees when they're chanting Hare Krishna. So you'll all be fine, whatever happens. Even if your children are looking at the sun, they'll be fine too. You'll be chanting for them. So don't worry. Haribol.
As long as we are chanting. Sometimes we know what to do, but we don't do. It's Kali Yuga.
It's at 1:40 p.m. Houston, Texas.
1:40 p.m.
Begins at 12:20 p.m. and then you will have the visibility at 1:40 p.m.
12:20 to 1:40.
Maximum, yeah. Ends at 3:01 p.m. So begins at 12:20 p.m. Maximum solar eclipse you will see at 1:40 p.m. and it ends at 3:01 p.m. 2 hours 41 minutes. So
11:40. It says 12:40 in there. Oh. No, he say Houston time. But if you want to chant one more round, that's very good. Hari bol. That's good.
I saw it from the
Okay. So yesterday or day before yesterday was the disappearance day of Govinda Ghosh. He was the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There were 3 brothers. They call Ghosh brothers. Not ghost. Huh? Yeah. Gosha Adi Gaye, right? So, it described that in Krishna Leela, they were all gopis and they were singing here. The Govinda, Madhava and Vasudev were gopis in Vraja, namely Kalavati, Rasolasa and Gautanga, who used to sing the songs composed by Vishaka. So Vishaka Gopi were composing the songs and they were singing. And it described that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in the Rath Yatra, they had 7 groups of kirtaniyas and singing, and Mahaprabhu would move from one group to another. And in one of the group, all 3 brothers were chanting, and in that group, Vakreshwar Pandit was dancing. So this Govinda Ghosh, by Mahaprabhu's, you can say, order, he told him to look for the deity of Gopinath, and he found the deity of Gopinath, and he was worshipping the deity. And his wife died and son died. So he stopped worshipping the deity. So when he stopped worshipping the deity, Krishna came to him and he said, "Hey, what's happening?" Krishna came there because he wasn't cooking and he did not eat anything, so Krishna was worried about his devotees. Krishna was worried about Govinda Ghosh, so he asked the Govinda Ghosh, he said, "How come you are not cooking?" He said, "I'm not cooking because my son died." He said, "Your son died, so what? I am hungry." And Govinda Ghosh says that, "No, but my son died, so I'm not going to cook." So the Gopinath says that, "But you have to cook. I'm hungry. Just because your son died, you want me to bring your son back to life?" And Govinda Ghosh says, "No." Then Krishna said, "What's the problem then?" He said, "After I die, who is going to do Pindadan? Who is going to do Pindadan? I don't have a son anymore." So Gopinath said, "If that's the problem, then I'll do it for you." And right away Govinda Ghosh got up and he took a shower and he cooked for the deity. And after Govinda Ghosh's departure, every year there is a festival, and it said the deity is doing the Pindadan for him. So we can see how great the devotees is, that Krishna is agreed to be his son and doing a Pindadan every year. Such a pure devotees. Like we say, right? Krishna, accept Krishna as a son. It's very powerful. It's very powerful. In mid-90s, I was doing puja. I did finish my 12 o'clock arti. At 12:30, we had an old temple here, and here we had an old building. So in Prasada building I came. So when Mataji came and she said, "Prabhu, I want to talk to you." I said, "Okay, go ahead." She said, "No, I want to talk to you in private." I said, "Well, I'm sorry. I don't do that." And she goes, "No. Can you move outside and, nobody can hear?" I said, "Okay." So then she said that, we've been married for a while and we don't have any children. So I said, "Pray to him. And if you don't get a children, then accept him as your child." Many years ago, I just forgot about all that. And about 5 years ago, I saw one Mataji came and, she said, "Prabhu, you remember?" I said, "Remember what?" I don't even remember her face. And she said that, "This is what you told me." I said, "Yeah, I remember that." He said, "Here is my boy." There was a little son who was like now 10-year-old or something, He said, come, bow down to Prabhuji, And I was just surprised to see, But Krishna is kind. You ask Krishna and he will give you. If not, then you accept Krishna as your son. He is ready to be your son. He is ready to be your friend. Like Srila Prabhupada was told one time in Bombay, he says that it seems like Rasa Vihar is ready to talk to you. And Prabhupada said, yes, he is ready. Are you ready to talk to him? Krishna is always ready. We are ready or not, that's the question. Last night we got one email from Giriraj Maharaj. Anyone has it? Did you read? No. Can you read it? It's about Indra Prabhu. Yeah, give him the microphone.
From Indra, Kirtal Evolution by Kalachandji Das. When the curtains opened one morning in the winter of 1989, Indra was amazed by what he saw. Srimati Radharani's eyes were newly painted, and they were incredible, more beautiful than ever. Who painted them? He asked Radha Shamasundar's Pujari Bhaktisiddhanta Das. One of the brahmacharis, Bhaktisiddhanta had replied. Indra knew something was off. No Pujari, no artist it ever known would have been able to paint Radharani's eyes with such power or spiritual expertise. No way, he challenged. Who painted them? Bhaktisiddhanta held fast. He wouldn't identify the source of the transformation. But when Indra kept asking, Bhaktisiddhanta finally revealed the secret. The renowned South African devotee artist Archa Vigrahadasi, who had come to India to find themes for her work, but was then diagnosed with cancer and remained to spend her final days in Vrindavan, had noticed that the temple deities were in need of repainting and done the work. But there had been an obstacle. As was standard even in Iskcon temples in India, women were not allowed on the altar. But Bhaktisiddhanta, who had created the bronze bas-relief panels in Srila Prabhupada's Samadhi Mandir, and was himself an accomplished artist, classically trained in Europe and America, and a successful commercial artist in New York, had felt that the deities deserved Archa Vigraha's talents and come up with a plan. I'll arrange for you to do this service, he had told her, but you have to do it in complete secrecy. Indians especially, but also their pujaris and many devotees would have disapproved of a woman doing the service. I'll leave the key to the deity room on the ledge above the door. Don't use it any earlier than 10 p.m. By that time, everyone except the boys on night shift for the 24-hour kirtan should be asleep. How will I get in without them noticing? She had asked. They sit so near the door. I don't know, it said. That's a challenge. A little after 10, Archa Vigraha had been hovering around the door to the altar, waiting for an opportunity, when Indra had suddenly appeared beside her. You need something, Mataji? He had asked. No, thank you, she had replied, and left out the temple's side door. A little while later, the electricity had gone out. It frequently did. And under the cover of darkness, Archa Vigraha had spilled back into the temple and onto the altar, where she had spent the night painting the deities' faces, hands and feet, then sneaking out before the pujaris came to prepare for Mangala Arti. The drama had resumed each night for 2 weeks. On the final night, Archa Vigraha had painted Srimati Radharani's eyes. Where is she? Indra demanded. Prabhu, calm down. Where is she? He persisted. If you don't tell me, I'll find out from someone else. And learning that Archa Vigraha was staying in the guest house, he rushed over. When Indra knocked on Archa Vigraha's door, he heard a faint, "Come in," and entered. Archa Vigraha was lying in bed, visibly weak and ill. Indra went straight to her feet and touched them with respect. "How did you do it?" he asked. "Do what?" she replied. "How did you paint Radharani's eyes like that?" "I don't know," she said. "I just painted what I was inspired to paint." "How do you know what Radharani's eyes look like?" "I don't know what they look like. I just painted them by inspiration." "You painted them exactly as I envisioned them every day in my own meditations."
Hare Krishna. So yesterday or today, I don't know, it was Ayendra Prabhu's Happiness Day. Everybody knows Ayendra Prabhu. He was, many years he was in charge of the 24 hours kirtan in Vrindavan. He was Prabhupada disciple and he moved to Vrindavan in 80s and for many years he did the 24 hours kirtan. And he passed away some time ago. So it's describing that, one day he saw the Radharani's eyes and he was very mesmerized and he was asking that who did that. And it was done by one Mataji. Generally Matajis are not allowed on the altar in India. But she was able to go on the altar for 2 weeks. And she painted her face, her hand, her feet, and at the end she painted her eyes. And Ayendra Prabhu said this is how exactly he was envisioning the eyes of the Srimati Radharani. So, yes, Prabhu.
Thank you for the class, Hare Krishna. You were asking earlier of an example of transcendental ignorance, and this kind of reminded me that she did something in such devotion and such love, but she didn't follow the proper way to do it, right? Their version of what is it called, the tradition. But she was acting in a mode that seemed so close to serving Krishna in her state too. It's amazing that she did that. So
yeah, but she wasn't in ignorance though.
Yeah, she wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that India, that's the process where the Mataji don't go on altar.
They can't be part of that. Is that still a thing, that they can't observe that tradition or change it? So after that happened, is that still the standard?
They're still the standard.
Oh, okay.
I would think that it's because there is always plenty of people to do the service. There are plenty of men to do service. And the reason why is that every month Mataji go off the altar during the period time. So they are considered unclean. So they couldn't go during that time, but they are also don't allow them to go. But by Prabhupada's mercy, Prabhupada gave Gayatri Mantra to Matajis also, and all over the world, he allowed them to dress the deities and do the puja. So it was Prabhupada's mercy. I don't know if any other reason I could think of it. If anyone else has anything to add. Yeah, but Prabhupada was very merciful. Prabhupada said that the man thinks that I am the doer, but the woman by nature is always dependent. So he said for them to advance in Krishna consciousness is easier, because man has a little higher ego, where the women are always depending on men, so they can depend on Krishna. They are already dependent.
But I've also heard women are more in the mode of passion, and so it's difficult to advance. That's what I've heard as well. Can you speak about that? Is that women are more in the mode of passion? Prabhupada has also said it's very difficult for women to come to the platform of mode of goodness. At least that's what my husband says.
Yeah, the women are more in passion. I don't know. The men are more in ignorance, I guess. Kalo Shudra Sambhava. Prabhupada said that, in Kali Yuga everybody is Shudra. So I don't think that makes much difference. But definitely that we all know that woman by nature is dependent. Of course, in this country they've always wanted to have a. It's more in America than anywhere else. Even I was talking with Guru Prasad Maharaj, and he said even in Europe it's not like that. It's only in America. He said in South America it's not like that. What to speak of the Eastern countries, it's not like that. But in America it's this very prevalent about the equal rights. And Prabhupada says that, why equal? That they have more rights. According to if you look at the Vedic understanding, the women are always protected, they are always respected. So Prabhupada says that these unscrupulous people are telling that yes, you should have equal right, so they can take advantage of them. That's what Prabhupada's conclusion was. In the 60s there was a lot of equal right movement was going on. And the cigarette companies were giving free cigarettes to the woman. They say, you have equal right. The man can smoke, why you can't smoke? You smoke. Jai Shri Shri Radha Nila Madhav Radha Giridhari Giriraj Govardhan Gaur Nitai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. And as a result of it, 20, 30, 40 years later, there are so many cancer cases among the women. And the doctors are connecting with the smoking. So, and the cigarette companies, they are just happy to make money. They don't care. Right? What was that? In the beginning that they had it, the cigarette may cause injury to the health. And then they say that it is very bad for your health. And then it says it may cause cancer to your health. And the cigarette sales keep going up. People keep reading it and they keep smoking. So it doesn't make any difference. They are all out to get money. All right? Only hope that we chant Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol.